Hello everyone, I am Macy Johnson. My presentation focuses on a trauma-informed embodied practice intervention designed to address gaps in traditional trauma treatment titled Healing Through Touch and Restoring Dignity, a Psycho-Esthetic Model. This project represents the practice application component of my capstone and explores how social work can ethically integrate body-informed healing pathways into trauma care. Trauma treatment often relies on cognitive and verbal approaches, which are effective in many cases, but may overlook the embodied nature of trauma. Clients frequently experience chronic tension, dissociation, dysregulated arousal, and reduced body awareness. These challenges are often intensified in institutional settings where autonomy and sensory engagement are limited, contributing to disembodiment and loss of agency. Research shows that trauma is not only psychological, but also physiological. It disrupts the autonomic nervous system, alters sensory processing, and affects emotional regulation. Because of this, trauma-informed care must move beyond cognition alone. The rationale for this intervention is to provide social workers with an ethical, holistic model that recognizes the body as central to healing. The literature consistently supports embodied approaches in trauma recovery. Somatic experiencing, sensory motor psychotherapy, and movement-based therapies help improve emotional regulation, felt safety, and interoceptive awareness. While these interventions are gaining traction, their integration into mainstream social work practice remains limited, especially in institutional and underserved settings. Traditional trauma therapies such as CBT, EMDR, and exposure remain essential, but they often focus on memory processing rather than physiological regulation. Existing somatic therapies require specialized certification and may not be accessible to marginalized populations. A major gap is the absence of practical, ethical, referral-based frameworks that social workers can use to connect clients with body-based supports. The intervention I developed is called Healing Through Touch and Restoring Dignity, a Psycho-Esthetic Model. It is a psycho-aesthetic, trauma-informed model that centers dignity, agency, and embodied healing. Importantly, social workers do not provide touch-based services directly. Instead, they act as facilitators, assessing needs, offering psychoeducation, and coordinating referrals to licensed providers. The model includes 4 components. First, assessing somatic symptoms such as dysregulation or dissociation. Second, providing psychoeducation about embodied trauma. Third, using consent-based culturally responsive communication. And fourth, referring clients to licensed community providers such as massage therapists, estheticians, or culturally relevant self-care practitioners. A critical clarification is that this is not a one-session intervention. Implementation occurs over multiple sessions and phases. It begins with assessment and psychoeducation, followed by collaborative planning, referral coordination, and ongoing follow-up. This phase approach ensures the intervention is responsive to client readiness, emotional safety, and evolving treatment goals. Role clarity is essential. Social workers coordinate care and maintain therapeutic oversight, while licensed community providers deliver body-based services. Training includes trauma-informed language, cultural humility, and ethical boundaries. For example, framing services as self-care supports rather than therapy can reduce stigma and increase client engagement. This intervention addresses a critical gap between embodied trauma theory and real world practice. By expanding access to body informed healing, it enhances dignity, agency, and therapeutic engagement. It is scalable across outpatient, institutional, and community based settings when supported by interdisciplinary collaboration and referral networks. Future research should examine long term outcomes, client experiences of dignity and healing, and the model's effectiveness across diverse populations. Ultimately, this intervention challenges social work to expand beyond cognitive only models and embrace holistic embodied care. By doing so, practitioners can advance trauma informed practice in ways that are ethical, innovative, and deeply human centered. All references are pulled directly from our practice application paper. Thank you for listening.